you, Kevin McLeod.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for all the musics.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
So,
you've I don't think what's the name that what's the listener that we don't know on the show?
oh, I don't know. He doesn't follow me. He follows you.
Yeah. By the way, you should follow him too at least to get the episodes that we have to stream on his channel.
I know. I don't post a lot. I need to. I try to. I've only been making a habit to do anything on the weekends, and then on the weekends I fall asleep.
Right.
So.
And his name is Quentin Williams. Yeah. And I forgot what I was going to say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
All right, cool.
If this is your first time joining us, sorry, this is gonna be bad.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he knows that we actually had a celebrity on the past show before, which was the Kevin McLeod.
Yeah.
Plus we had the director that was doing like a documentary about his work.
Oh yeah.
I've still been meaning to put up the past archives of at least I'll probably start one season at a time, going backwards. So like first season 5 and then season 4, because that's like a lot of episodes.
Right.
And I forget what season we even did it on. So yeah, well, I'll probably put like a special note on it or something,
Cool.
So it'd be easy to find. And yeah, you were on that show too.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. You're thinking
You behaved.
You're thinking some other feller. So what this is the TNT podcast. What episode are we up to?
40, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
40?
Big 4-0. Yeah, it's almost been 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting close to a year since we've been reappropriated.
Kicked off. Voted off the island.
No, we're letting you use like, oh yeah, I'm letting you take over the show and be creative, and that's what Walt Disney said to his animators, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Eddie fired. But before we get into what each of us has been up to, since Nate, you haven't been on here, so you're the guest. What the hell have you been up to, man?
Lately I've been like, I've been doing castings with plaster of Paris.
Casting with strippers.
Plaster of Paris.
Couch casting.
Oh,
like,
plaster casters.
Yeah.
You know what plaster casters are, right?
Probably not.
It was these girls that went around casting men's genitalia. They did celebrities at the time. They did Jimi Hendrix and a bunch of other guys. So they have a casting of Jimmy's wiener.
What? Why?
Yeah, he did a song about him, I thought. They said that they didn't think that like the hair would get in the way that it did, but he was very patient with them, they said.
No,
I mean like on Family Guy with I forget the wife already.
Lois?
Yeah, Lois,
Peanut.
she did that. Oh, Peanut.
Oh.
But yeah, she did that.
Why? Why do people do this crap? Why? Anyway, I've been doing castings with plaster of Paris, and I've been learning painting.
You've been painting the wieners you made of plaster of Paris.
Yeah, he's gonna do a bronze
got a big
penis.
purple veiny motherfucker. What, like on a Superbad? Remember that?
Yeah. I still think of remember we were talking about like there's supposedly some guy that bought like a used plasma and they had like a giant black dick like burned into the screen or something.
Oh yeah, it's a gay porn. His buddy house sat for him while they were on their honeymoon, and he
I know what you've been doing. You've been bidding on eBay. That's what you've been doing.
no
Click, click, click.
He's
I'm
like,
not
yeah,
losing
it's
this
brand
war.
new, and I'm selling it for a fraction of what it costs. You know why? Because there's the giant there's a man taking a load on the face from the world's biggest cock I've ever seen. Because his friend thought it'd be funny to leave it paused
Demonetized
on a gay porn scene for 2 weeks, and it burned into the plasma. That's a friend. I think I would kill somebody. Come on, don't tell me you wouldn't kill some fucking buddy.
That would suck, man.
I wouldn't buy a plasma to begin with.
Well, yeah, because they're the only ones that get burning. LED and shit like that, no. But whatever. So sorry to interrupt. You were saying something about plaster casting?
Yeah, and painting and then
what do you paint?
I've been painting Warhammer 40K figures.
Your what figures?
Warhammer 40K.
Oh, I thought you said one of my. I was like, one of your what?
No, Warhammer 40K.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, have you? You know, I was gonna tell you about that. You know, there's one good technique that doesn't take like a whole lot of painting skill. Where you can actually like, if you want to make something look old and antiqued, you could like paint like a dark brown or black or something in like crevices, and then like wipe it off with a
Weathering
towel, and yeah, it'll give it like a weathering look to it.
And then I've been trying to come up with a plan with a friend of mine so that we can build an injection mold machine. So.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I want an injection mold machine.
No,
Oh.
damn it. I'll be right back, guys. My computer's saying, "Hey, there's new features you have to update."
Oh shit!
And if I don't do it now, it'll just do it on its own. Because I don't keep regular hours. So talk amongst yourselves. This will only take a moment.
All right.
Okay, we'll
talk
save
about
the link so you
gone.
can get back
awesome,
on your.
Awesome.
Oh, I have it in my
So,
Hangout.
Ian.
So just time
Okay.
me, guys. Ready? Go.
All right. Go. So is he gone yet?
Yeah.
So, how much did he spend on that auction for that plasma TV?
That wasn't Frank. I forget.
I'm pretty sure that was Frank. Like, man, didn't you hear he had to take that second mortgage out on his house?
No, man.
No.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was gonna show. Yeah. So there's my 3D printer back there. And Nate's the one with the experience with 3D printers because he's already had one and I haven't. I've been wanting to get one for a long time, and he said it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
The only downside was this bed size.
The bed size, but
which I think it's up for debate on
if
you can replace it.
But at the same time, it's dual color, dual material, and it's got the onboard computer, and it has removing the material, which it's a lot easier than on the Robo R1 Plus.
Yeah, I got it as an open box for like over $200 cheaper, and we found out that there was a jam in it,
and it literally took like less than a minute.
Yeah, so pretty much the guy, like he got a jam in there, didn't know what to do, threw his hands up, and just took it back to the store. So
yes,
it looks to be like in almost perfect condition.
Right.
And just had a jam that we got out. So I would say that for a little bit of effort, that's worth $200.
Right.
I don't know. So like,
dun, 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 Oh, we're not playing a song, are we?
No, I don't know what that was. He already left, so I don't know.
Maybe he wants to get invited back on the show.
Well, he would just text me on my phone.
Oh yeah, sure.
But no, I was gonna ask you, like, what have you picked up any other tricks, like besides that weathering shit with the painting?
There's this paint that they use to fill in, and it picks up all the little crevices and details that you put in, and it's like you do your initial paint layer, and then you put on that, and then that picks up all the fine details, and then they have like 2 different shades, so you can turn like a white into like a bone color almost.
Yeah.
So it'll change the color completely, and it's just a shading material. And then they have another one that it's going pretty good so far.
That's cool.
2 weeks. 2 weeks of painting, and like.
What do you think about that those metal fill materials that for the 3D printing that they've been doing?
I've seen the metal fill. So basically, the metal filament materials, you print like them. They look, when you first print them out, they look like crap, and
they look pretty dull, right?
They look pretty dull. However, I've heard that after they're polished,
yeah, a lot of people do the rock tumbling.
Yeah, like you have to polish them, otherwise they look like crap. Like, oh, it looks like a shiny like you literally put glitter on your PLA filament, but when you do it, and I've heard good things, but also that I heard that it jams a little bit more.
Yeah, and I could probably get it to be even more shinier than they did it, because I got the stuff that works really good that gets it to like a mirror finish. I have that polishing and rubbing compound from turtle wax. It's pretty good stuff. I was going to ask you though, like, what do you think about the idea? Because I was thinking about doing this. I'd love to have like, for like doing molds and stuff, just like regular silicone molds with resin. I was thinking about buying a bunch of different kinds of like powders and stuff, like metal powders, like sawdust and like sand powder, so you could pretty much replicate the same kind of exotic filaments, but in resin. So plus, since you have a mold, you can mass produce it a lot better. Then
you might be able to do it a lot cheaper, because resin's expensive. So that you could use like wood glue and some other stuff, and it would cut the cost. Like,
well, it's kind of expensive. I have some resin, and I also have some what is it, like? It's supposed to be like an acrylic, an epoxy acrylic, and that works pretty good too. That's not that expensive.
I worked with it's like a plastic filler that you put in, and it's basically it's like a plaster of Paris, and it feels like plastic. Like, if somebody wouldn't have told me, I would have thought it was plastic.
Really?
Yep.
So you think it'd be better to mass produce stuff with that, or you think you're just going to go to the
injection mold all the way?
Yeah.
Because injection mold costs pennies, whereas the other one costs dollars. Like plaster Paris, you can get a 20-pound bag for like $20. Well, maybe not 20-pound, maybe 10-pound bag, but like at the same time, if you drop it,
yeah, it's very brittle.
It's very brittle. Whereas the other one is like, I'm gonna take some garbage that I got out of the garbage, or these pellets, and be like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, done, and then you do that like 20 times. Whereas it'd take like 5 hours on 3D printing.
Right.
But with 3D printing, it's essential, because molds on injection mold machines cost a fortune.
Yeah, that is true. I still say though we should get, like, it would be a lot slower, but it might be just as cost effective as like making our own filaments with the extruder. It'd just be a lot slower though.
Oh, are you talking about injection molding the filament?
No, not using just using just mass 3D printing then, because I mean, like if you could get it pretty much like for nothing to film it, the main factor would just be the time put in the 3D printing, I guess.
All right, let's say Ian. So Ian? What have you been up to? As all the viewers have fallen asleep now.
Well, you don't think there's everybody's caught the 3D bug craze yet?
I'm pretty sure they were like I was. Ooh, toy maker, click button, done.
Yeah, no, it's not that. That's for sure.
It is totally not that, even though it's exactly what I thought it was. And oh my gosh, a year later, I found out the hard way.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta unplug my phone.
But I don't regret. I don't regret getting one. Absolutely not.
Me neither, man. I think it's pretty awesome because it's more for makers, I think, you know, like me and you. So I don't know, but like basically the 3D printer thing is what I've been up to. I was gonna show Frank, but I got this. I made this headphone mount for the lavalier mic here. So like it looks like this on this side, and then I made this mount for it on this side. So
Oh, cool.
yeah. I don't know. That took like a few days, and so pretty much like after I saw you, I started working on it. I mean, I went to bed first, but the day after I started on that, and I worked on a couple of the soldering projects I showed you. And that's about it. Shit takes time, man.
Yep.
My dad came over and helped me take off the wrap that was pretty much like it was like really fused onto the acrylic.
Yeah, I still want a PS2 connector to a GameCube controller. That's what I want. Or like,
well, like if I know what wires to solder together, I'll solder it for you. But the digital part, I have no idea how that would work.
I'll get you the digital part. It's the other part because like I want to play N64 controller on my PS2 because it doesn't belong. Like, just for funsies.
Right.
I will pay for that. Like, because who doesn't want to play Mario Kart on their PS2 with an N64 controller? Because they can.
Well, I don't know. Like me, I don't get that nostalgic about video games. Like I would just want to play like everything on like an Xbox One controller or something, you know, like with all emulators.
I'm sorry, like one of my favorite controllers was the N64 controller because it was like ergonomic.
You don't think the PS4 or the Xbox One is ergonomic?
Oh hell no! It really isn't. Like, because your hand is supposed to be upright. I've seen an ergonomic controller, and it's so in this weird video game accessory store, like, well, this like they had weird accessories bin. So it was a one-handed controller. So that's that's 4 LR buttons, the triangle, X, square, and circle, and the joypad, both of them, all on one controller. And I'm like, where on God's green earth did this thing come from? Like, it had 2 joysticks. It was the weirdest thing. Almost the weirdest thing as a video game controller I've seen in my life.
Well, I have a 360 controller, which I put a custom red chrome case on it. But the thing is that the only gripe that I have about it is like I don't know why they have this controller. Like they should have had it be more symmetrical because they could have put the D-pad up on the opposite side because there's 4 buttons, and then you could have the 4 directions up on top and just have the joystick like the PS4.
Are you talking about a rotating D-pad version that has it for like Street Fighter and stuff? Like they have on a custom controllers. Yeah, they had those and they were cool, except the D-pad part, it breaks off and it sucks because it's like a $90 controller.
Well, I just mean making like the controller more symmetrical, like the PlayStation controllers are.
Also, like in N64 controllers, so the gray controller, right? It's actually a different size than the green controller. I'm like convinced. So like somebody who has like bulky hands, like just N64, the best.
Was it pretty good as far as like not giving you like carpal tunnel or anything after
like,
playing for hours and hours?
Yeah, you could play GoldenEye and Mario Kart and Banjo-Kazooie like for hours and no hand cramps. Like,
right.
Granted, like, it doesn't have as many buttons as I'd like it to have, but at the same time, like, what was the longest session you played Ocarina of Time for?
Oh, I don't know. Probably, like probably just like a day straight or something like that.
A day straight. And did you have hand cramps?
No, because I was playing on it. Because I was playing on a 360 controller. On an emulator.
You monster. You monster.
No, I mean, like, you're right. I mean, I think it's pretty ergonomic.
Wow, Frank is taking a long time.
Yeah, he is. Actually, it's his turn to choose the thing for the new segments, which you haven't been here for our new segment of the show yet, where we review battle stations.
Oh, what?
Well, like people's setups, like computer setups and stuff.
My battleship? What? B7?
Sure, whatever you say.
Okay.
We review it like anybody's like man cave or home theater setup or computer setup. Something that people like to brag about. I guess with technology.
I see.
I mean, you don't seem to be that type of person of like you like to have things like to brag about or whatever.
I collect a lot of stuff, but like I'm not trying to brag about it. I just like, hey, do you guys want to play some games? Let's go play some games. It's like pick whatever you want. No.
Right.
But I'll definitely rate some caves.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So, what do you think the coolest cave that we've seen so far is? And we, as in not me, but you guys.
I don't know. Like, Frank tends to like the more simpler ones, I guess.
I see.
So I guess sort of like how you would probably be because you just like one giant TV, Whereas I'm into like all the like really crazy lighted things with all the lights and like multiple monitors.
Come voting time.
What?
We'll see come voting time.
Yeah. Yep. So
Frank is taking forever.
I texted him twice. What's going on? Yeah.
All right.
What about
How about them baseball? What do people talk about when they're stalling for time? They start reading like numbers from the phone book or something. Oh, I know. I'll tell you what's going on in my D&D campaign. Okay. So,
for nerdy people,
people, I don't know. So D&D, if you're not Wikipediaing this, because I'm not sure if there's anyone actually watching, stands for Dungeons and Dragons, and you roll the 20-sided rock known as a dice, and you get numbers, and numbers correlate to actions. Okay. So in my current D&D campaign, my body, I played with the deck of many things twice. I got a castle. I named it White Castle. And we took all the gold out of it, and then I'm like, well, that went pretty well the first time. Let's play with the deck of many things again. So I got another castle, and then I got my soul sucked out of my body and trapped in a burger at the White Castle. So we went back and we retrieved the burger, and I had a shield guardian, so I decided to rub the burger on the shield guardian rather than my dead corpse to put the soul back in, because this one has to be rubbed in. Because I tried feeding it to him, and he's like, it didn't do anything. The DM was trying to have me, each, yeah. But so I now possess a shield guardian, and he gave me, I'm a druid, so he gave me a wild shape of Optimus Prime, and it's going fantastic so far.
Nice. Cool beans, man.
Cool beans.
Yeah, I remember that. I still want to 3D print out those dice that you gave me.
Oh yeah.
Were those Dungeons and Dragons dice? Like you could use them with that game?
Absolutely, absolutely. The rose thorns ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it depends on the dice, because there was like, I think they like made 3 different versions where like there was like a 10-sided dice or something like that.
Yeah. See, in Dungeons and Dragons, you have a D10, a D4, a D6, a D8, and 3.5 had a D100.
Holy crap!
But in 5th edition, they just use 2 D10s.
Well, I would imagine geometrically, the more you go up, the more then it's pretty much like a round ball. Then if
Yeah,
you go up too much.
D100 they were terrible because you couldn't really tell what the number is, and it's got this little tiny like bead, and you have to like find out, and like it's kind of like you're like it's either like 87 or 88 or 73 or 47. One of those numbers is like, well, shoot. And I paid $20. Like those things cost $20 in like the 90s.
Right. Wow. Yeah. What would you ever do like that? What was this? Did you ever see that movie, The Cable Guy, with Jim Carrey? Remember where they were at that? Would you ever go to that place like that where you could eat dinner and like watch jousting and stuff?
I totally want to do that, and I want to challenge the Black Knight to a duel to the death.
Yeah.
And I'll probably get killed or kicked out or like banned for life, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, man. I know the movie didn't really do good when it first came out, but like a lot of people liked it more now for some reason.
Everybody likes stuff more now. Like when Majora's Mask came out, everybody's like, "This Zelda's kind of weird."
I have to admit, it was like that for me.
Yeah, there's only 4 temples. What the F, Nintendo? And like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick and tired of collecting these masks around. But now everybody's like, oh man, remember Majora's Mask? It was the greatest game ever. So I'm a liar.
Yeah.
Like, why do people have to bullshit like that? But,
Yeah. I mean, also you mentioned White Castle. I know you're probably not into the competitive eating as much as like say me or Frank are, but we watched this LA Beast guy, and he did pretty much like you just called it the White Castle challenge. Where
I've never been to a White Castle, but I had their burgers in like a box once, and someone said they taste exactly the same as they do in the box when you microwave them than they do at the restaurant. I'm like, there's no way. And if I ever eat at a White Castle, I'm gonna find out. And I'm gonna tell everyone.
Yeah.
That they're just microwaving their burgers. And charging you extra money, which I would find absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Well, did you ever see that movie? Hopefully you did, though.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. So supposedly, there's a video VHS somewhere, in the end, they're like, find out how to get a free White Castle burger. So I don't think there's any limitations on that, so you could technically get free White Castle for life. Right. But I don't know if they can legally shut that down, or if there's not some infinite loophole in it, but we'll see.
Yes. Well, he was just reenacting what they because when after the whole I don't want to spoil it, but after the whole
well, no, don't be a spoiler alert. Like don't do that. Don't be one of those guys that gets beat up at Star Wars. Be like he was someone's relative, and then he gets like the crap kicked out of him, and then it's like I'm gonna call the cops, and the cops is like, good, you ruined the ending, and then the cop tases him, and he's like, you deserved it, jerk. Don't be one of those guys.
Dude, it was like
I don't
15 years ago.
I don't care if it's 15 years ago. Some people haven't seen it. Don't be a jerk.
Well, I can say it. I said spoiler alert. Well,
that's like, oh my gosh, yeah. They're like, yeah, warning, I'm gonna wreck something, and now, no, don't do it, man.
Well, I'll just say
no,
the challenges then, what he did. The LA Beast guy though, he challenged himself to eat there was 30 sliders, 5 fries, and 4 Diet Cokes.
Hey, it's like I wasn't even gone, right?
Oh yeah, you got voted off the island, man.
Yeah.
I won the $1 million because I agreed to split it with Ian, because that show's probably rigged. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
We had to fill time, man.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Well, the last time I updated, it was like literally just a restart and it was done. And not this time. This time it's like getting update. This will take a while. I'm like, shit. And then it restarted. I was like, okay. And then it goes, your computer will restart several times. Do not shut your computer off. This will take a while. I'm like, fuck. So, but you got to do it or else you'll get that ransomware.
Yeah.
What ransomware?
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh.
Wait, you guys don't have the anti-ransomware protector thing that like it's been out for like 5 years?
No, there's a new ransomware bug that came out that hit hospitals and shit in the UK really hard.
Like, is it on Windows 7?
It's pretty much on all Windows, right?
I don't fucking know.
Well, I thought I heard that the Windows 10 wasn't affected though.
I don't know, but actually all the things I saw were like, hey, if you have a computer, update it now. I was like, okay. So,
well, it was so serious. They even though Microsoft stopped all support, they even released like a patch for XP too, which I haven't applied to my XP machine yet. But
when it's great, if all of a sudden the show goes black, you'll understand.
Right. Well, I don't keep any important files on there.
There's pictures of your dad.
That's on my phone.
Attention,
no.
Password not long enough.
Not that phone.
So yeah, sorry guys. I did not think it would be as bad as it was. So but So now that you guys are all caught up on what Ian and Nate are up to.
Oh yeah.
Hey, oh wait. Frank. Oh yeah. Frank, since you weren't on the show, Frank, what do you think about Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask?
Fran 64. Like when it first came out. What did you think of it?
I didn't have an N64 when it first came out.
So when did you play it?
I haven't.
Oh.
I hear it's a classic though.
Did you at least play the Ocarina of Time?
I have that. I can't remember how much time I put into it. I never really got. I have a lot of the Zelda games now that I think about it. I just never sunk time into them.
Right.
I see.
Well, I have to admit, I mean, I only started playing Zelda since the Ocarina of Time, so I wasn't a diehard Zelda fan either. But
Trying to find out.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see I made this new mount for my mic on this headset here?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I made this with this is actually like it's made out of a PCI slot bracket, and some washers.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually have a theory as to where all the ideas from Zelda came from, but if you heard it, you'd be like, "Ah, man, Zelda's kind of lame now."
Nah, I that's cool. I probably won't think that. Link from the past, all that stuff.
Like the whole series.
I still want to try that. Supposedly there's supposed to be a Zelda. I want to try that Breath of the
Oh,
Wild
the Breath
game.
of the Wild looks awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Hang gliders with fire arrows, and you set everything on fire, and you just watch it burn.
Burn,
And then
motherfucker. Burn.
Yeah, and you set goblins on fire, and then goblins set other grass on fire, and then that grass sets goblin, and then all of a sudden the whole world is on fire, and you're like, I never liked you anyway.
Well, no, I was just thinking I probably shouldn't say what I want to try it on, though.
Oh, yeah, on the Wii U. Of course.
Wii U.
Wii U.
Sure, the Wii U. We'll say that.
Anyway,
so what's you been up to, Frank? Besides work.
Well, yeah, mostly work.
Get to work.
Yeah. Haven't really done a fucking thing. Last weekend I went to a swap meet and mowed the grass. I
remember you saying that.
My plans for this weekend are to clean up because I need to do that. I told my wife I would clean up before I bought my new desk. So since that's approaching, I really should.
Frank needs to clean up? Nah.
Yeah. But plus it would make sense anyway since
How's the game and music production going there?
It's been okay. I haven't made any real progress, like making any tracks or beats or anything. I just play with it more. It's more like I'm getting comfortable with the instrument. Like I'm watching tutorials, and I knew that piano and guitar were similar, but I didn't know how similar until I really started watching stuff, and I realized that like I'm kind of intermediate, except for I can't play with my left hand just yet. Mostly right hand. I could do a little bit with the left.
I see.
But
can you play chopsticks?
I can play the Doogie Howser theme. The right hand.
Interesting.
I memorized the first 4 measures of Fur Elise. That one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember when you first got that thing, you were pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then like I didn't know what all it could do because it doesn't just do piano, keyboard. It does effects and synths and like a lot of because the 2 programs for it. The 1 program is like when you hear a beat and it's like wow 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 wow. It's literally called wobble because it goes
wobble.
Yeah, it's you hear it and you're like, oh, I know what that is, and like I gotta find shit that would not sound lame with.
Lame.
But anyway, so yeah, I got that going there. But I've been playing like I got my a keyboard on my phone now. It's actually kind of cool. It's a multi-track. It can play guitar, drums, bass, and keyboard, and record it all and mix it on your phone. But that's
what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I just like that I can
that bass.
Yeah, I just like that I can jump around and play different things when I have a minute or 2 by myself. Like say I'm watching. But
yeah,
that I really haven't been, taking time to do it. I need to. Like I said, we cleaned the house a little bit last week. I got rid of my old dresser. I need to just. I want to rearrange the living room, and I'm not looking forward to it because we got a huge fucking couch.
Right. Oh yeah, that shit sucks, man.
We got a huge ass couch, and then the TV isn't small, and the TV's on a entertainment center with a bunch of like our PlayStation, and we have a PlayStation 1 in there. Uh, got what the hell, the old DVR box, which we don't need anymore. Our Blu-ray player, shit like that in there, and a bunch of games and the Wii and all that. So
Is there like a law or something that says like not all staples can be secured on all couches or something?
what?
So there's like where it says like I decree that there's always going to be one staple or two sticking out of a couch.
Well, the thing is, it's
And-
like where I want to move it all the way on the other side of the room, but I want to move the TV on the other side of the room. They're both going to be in each other's fucking way. So,
Yeah.
and that means I got to clear out the rooms adjacent to the living room so I can push one out of the way while I move the other. So, this will be fun. But, yeah, just trying to. I went to the dentist. Oh, I had a deep cleaning Wednesday.
Yeah, Nate went to the dentist today. How did that go, by the way?
Okay.
Okay.
I had my second deep clean. I've had one before, but it was years between, and I didn't do anything. I just said, no, I'm not going back, and I didn't go back because I didn't want to have the surgery. And my dentist told me, you either go and do what this doctor says, or we're not going to do anything with your teeth ever again. So this doctor, so they're like, well, we do a deep cleaning, and it'll take. The last one, I was like, I was pressed for time. I didn't want to come back. They're like, wait, if we have time, you want to do both of them at once? I said, sure. This one, I asked if they do that, and they're like, no, they won't numb up both sides of your mouth in the same day. So I got the top of my mouth done with more Novocaine shots than I've ever had in my life. And they're like, try to breathe through your mouth, through your nose. I'm like, I can't feel my nose.
Like,
And they
it's
took me back-
working. Now we
Yeah,
can
they took-
harvest his organs.
Right. They took me back so far. They're like, hold on, let me put this saliva ejector vacuum thing in your mouth so that you don't feel like you're drowning. I'm like, yeah, please don't make me like. I felt like I was getting waterboarded.
And now we
Shit.
can harvest his organs.
Right. Lay felt like it was like I was like, are you trying to pull my teeth out? Because she's like, like she was digging on the skull of a old at a burial ground somewhere. Like, look, I've unearthed the skull. Oh, he's got something on his tooth. Dig, dig, dig. He's only 50,000 years old. But,
Now I can harvest his organs.
yeah. So, is it time for the news, Mr. Ian?
Yeah, sure. But before that, I showed the audience, but I didn't show you yet, Frank. There's my 3D printer back there.
Yeah, you put it together.
Yeah.
Did you see that? But
Actually
there's
helped
a
me.
budget. There's a budget 3D printer that's like $120 or something like that.
Oh,
But
really?
It's like you have to assemble it yourself, and there's bare shit like exposed.
Yeah.
Or
Well-
rip rap?
Huh?
Is it a rip rap?
I don't know what the fuck it was. I started to watch the review, and I couldn't handle the reviewer, so I'm like, bah, bah, bah.
The problem with those things is there's always like there was shit missing with my 3D printer. Of course, there's gonna be shit missing with those kinds.
Yeah, but those are like pieces to assemble. Like the
Important
whole right
parts.
the whole right side of the thing was missing.
Well, I guess you don't have a 3D printer then.
But don't worry, you got a 3D printer now. Just print the right side.
Right. Oh yeah, by the way, it was your turn this week to do the battle stations.
Oh well, I didn't do that. Let me go.
Did you want to do that while I read some news articles?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to put your screen up though, or do I have to screen share?
No, you're gonna have to screen share.
Okay. Which article do you want to do first there?
I don't know. I suppose we could do the the Witcher one first?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Are you screen sharing with the TV?
No, he has the screen share.
Oh, I see. So you guys gonna have to describe it to me?
Well, I could probably show you on the monitor. Hold on, let me do this first. Play the news intro music.
The news with Ian and Nate. What up, Nate dog?
So there you go, Nate. Nate dog.
Okay. Netflix to produce the Witcher TV series.
Yep.
By Joe Scribbles. That's a cool name.
Scribbles.
That's how you pronounce it, right? Skrebs. Netflix will develop and produce a new show based on the Witcher saga, the series of 8 novels. I didn't know the shit was novels. By Andrzej. Boy, that's a fucked up. Sapkowski, that inspired the hugely popular CD Projekt Red RPG games. Well, I do about the games.
Yeah.
Sapkowski, who does not profit from the game series, oh, that's a fucking ripoff, will serve as a creative consultant on the series. I'm thrilled that Netflix will be doing an adaptation of my stories, he explained in a press release. Staying true to the source material and the themes that I have spent over 30 years writing. Jesus.
Has anyone ever told you sound like Guilford Godfrey, and you make me want to stab my ear?
You know. No, actually, I watched a thing about Gilbert Godfrey over last night on YouTube, and Howard Stern had a sample of his real voice when he left Gary a message on his answer machine, and it was extra creepy. Hi, this is Gilbert. If you could, okay. Thomas Badinsky, who directed the intro videos for all 3 Witcher games, as well as the Cyberpunk 2077 teaser trailer, and who also previously announced as being the director of a movie version of The Witcher, will direct at least 1 episode per season. What's they're doing, a fucking movie and a TV series? Wow. It is not clear as yet what specific stories the series will follow. Executive producers Sean Daniel and Jason Brown, The Expanse, said, The Witcher series follow an unconventional family that comes together to fight for truth in a dangerous world. The characters are original, funny, and constantly surprising, and we can't wait to bring them to life at Netflix, the perfect home for innovative storytelling.
So, I want to know, how can someone write a book on something? It'd be like, J.K. Rowling be like, hey, I wrote these Harry Potter books, and then they're like, oh, cool, we're going to make a video game out of them. It's like, yeah, but we're not going to pay you. Like, how do you pull that off?
I'm sure there's probably an article about it somewhere, but I don't care that much. It's all about your licensing of your brand. Like a lot of people, like artists in general, just don't do it because they don't know how, or they get bought in by an early deal that's not good, and they get screwed. It happens all the time.
So they're dumb in that regard.
No, they were desperate, and they took the first thing that came along because they thought that it was going to be to bomb, and it turned out they were ripping them off. I mean, you've heard?
So they don't know how to read contracts, in other words.
Well, yeah, you're a look at musicians. You're a teenage kid who knows how to play guitar, and someone's throwing more money at you than you've ever even seen before, and you don't think, oh, I got to get my master's. So that's just how it is, man. It's just you gotta.
Because you're afraid you'll never get signed. Yeah,
well,
I can see that.
You don't know what you're gonna from one day to the next. You're just some kid. You're like, oh shit, a bunch of money, and you think they're just gonna keep pumping money into you forever, and it's not like that. They just
want money.
I want your money. So it's
yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you're a young dumb kid. That's when you make all your mistakes. Is when you're young and stupid. He's been doing this for a
Young,
long
dumb,
time.
and full
It
of,
it
uh,
it,
you know.
if he's unfamiliar with the process of making movies and video games, or he didn't have an attorney present, I don't know how like Rowling did her deal where she's like pretty much exclusively, no, it's my shit, fuck off, and they can't do anything without her say so, because like a lot of movies they say they kiss the ass of the creator forever, and then they make it, and they all the shit they told him it wasn't going to be, it's a turd. They actually made a movie recently with Tom Hanks where he plays Walt Disney kissing the ass of the person who wrote Mary Poppins and saying, "Oh, we're not going to do that." And then after they made Mary Poppins, she saw it and was like, "Oh no, that's terrible." So, it's
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not a,
here I'm reading. So,
it's not.
CD Projekt Red offered him a cut of the game's profits, but he declined. Give me all my money right now, he joked.
Yeah. I mean, do you blame him? So, yeah.
Well, anyways, Frank, can you bring up the Crackdown one, and then I'll start reading it, but you should get on those battle stations.
I'm looking at him while I'm talking to you, homeboy.
Oh,
Why do you
okay.
think? Why do you think the shit ain't scrolling, son?
Well, I'm just saying, like I could read it for you, so you don't have to do both.
Okay. Well, I didn't know how big your screen was, so.
No, I'm just gonna read it on my phone.
Oh. Okay.
Um. Yeah. Uh. So this one's a little bit older, but the game hasn't come out yet, and I showed this to Nate a little while ago. This one's about the upcoming game called Crackdown 3. It's a this is like a this type of game is just like an open world type of game, but you have like you can progressively get better and better like superpowers and stuff. It's pretty much like uh, Saints Row 4, but okay. So the article says it's been quite a while since something at a trade show has truly blindsided me. The last time was blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah
Right.
blah blah.
So this is about Microsoft's impressive demonstration of what the Xbox One and Microsoft's much touted cloud computing capabilities can do here. Banks of servers miles away are used to assist Crackdown 3 as it calculates massive amounts of architectural destruction on the fly. There's caveats to everything I'm about to write and Crackdown. The destruction is only available in a specific multiplayer mode, and the game itself is in a recognizably early state with textures missing in places and only one playable character model available. But as technical demonstration goes, this was an impressive one, leaving me with eyebrows raised. It was my final appointment of a blistering day at Gamescom, but to say it woke me right back up would be something of an understatement. So basically, this game is in the multiplayer mode. You can do you can like shoot at buildings or even the ground or whatever wall, or throw grenades at it, and it will actually destroy parts of it. So like with buildings, you can actually bring like a whole building down by chipping away with heavy machine guns or rockets, and it'll start like you could start chipping away at it, and it'll start exposing like the actual beams and structures of it.
Yep.
And they actually use the Microsoft Cloud to pretty much calculate like each server has like, or I should say each like block or building almost depending on the complexity, has its own. It calculates all this physics. One server is dedicated to like a block or a building, pretty much. So like you're using multi-servers to calculate all this crazy destruction and everything. Whereas the Xbox One couldn't do that by itself. So, but yeah, you could take down buildings. You can, like, they had, when they were doing the multiplayer, there were people up on a bridge and they were shooting both sides of the bridge, and then the people just fell because the bridge collapsed between the buildings. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Cool. And what platform is this for?
Microsoft One and Windows.
Oh.
Yeah. So like it's pretty crazy. I mean, you have fully destructible environments and everything. You know, you could. They said they pretty much doing this type of thing. They had to like rethink how they were modeling the buildings, because you have to think, you pretty much have to model like the inside of each building and all the support structures and beams and everything, you know.
Right.
And to be able to have to do that for like open world game like GTA would be like pretty insane.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. Obviously, I can't bring up the video for it, but I mean,
it's on the page, so if they go,
yeah,
they can check it out. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought that would,
you know. Yeah, that looks like some crap I would like to try.
Yeah.
It just seems fun.
And like I said, regardless of your hardware, although I'm sure it's still calculating a shitload, the servers on Microsoft are pretty much calculating in multiplayer all that physics. Yeah. So, did you have any thoughts, Nate? Because I remember I showed it to you.
I thought it was awesome, and they should have done that like millions of years ago. I know Just Cause 3 was supposed to be like that, and then they didn't end up doing it, and I was kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I still want to play that.
Because they showed it in like the video of Just Cause 2, and it's like, here's what we're going to be doing in Just Cause 3. And then they're like, here's this guy using a machine gun cutting his way into a door. And I'm like, cool, awesome. I might buy your game. And then I'm like, okay, where's all the videos of people doing that, cutting buildings in half? And it wasn't there, man.
Well, the shit never is like the trailer.
Yeah. I thought Gears, like a couple versions back, Gears of War was supposed to be like that, or like one of the Modern Warfare games, and then you come to find out it's just like predetermined like certain models or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah, no, this you could actually take down buildings and make it like collapse into another building and kind of like do like a domino kind of thing. It's pretty crazy.
Crazy. That's how it goes.
So yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's all I can say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Then the next one would be the Bragi thing.
Hold on, I gotta. Is it coming up right on your guys' screen? Fancy new earbuds.
Yep.
Are those wireless earbuds?
I'm not sure. The main thing was,
I got my man not sure over here. Theocracy, remember? No? Okay. Are you there?
Before AirPods and Hear Ones and Erlin and Skybuds and IQ Buds and Kono and 1,000 other names you've never heard of.
Or did they change the name on them?
Maybe those are other just brands that they're mentioning.
The one I thought it was what the I know of is the Babblefish.
Uh, I don't know what happened with those, but I mean, I've heard of it. I'm not sure. Let me read the article though.
Sorry.
It's okay. There was Bragi, the German company blew up on Kickstarter in 2014 after introducing a pair of headphones called Dash, which it claimed could play music, measure your health in complicated ways, let you control your gadgets with a nod, and hear the real world and digital audio simultaneously. Dash didn't do everything Bragi promised and made it clear that this cool new world of in-ear computers remained a ways off. We're so early in this entire industry, says CEO Nikolaj Avid. Sometimes I feel like we're a hit too early, or a bit too early. This week, the company introduced its first ear putter since the Kickstarter days. The $329 Dash Pro, Avid says, represents everything the company has learned during its 3+ years trying to reinvent the headphone world. And now the company is a bit closer to doing all of the wildly ambitious things it promised with that Kickstarter. The Dash Pro more easily pairs with your phone, Havid says, and lasts 5 hours on a charge. Oh shit, what happened? And nearly double.
Double the battery life of the previous model, something like that.
Oh no, I was reading in the screen. Oh. Nearly double the last model, and far more than you'll see with Doppler Labs similar Hear One buds. The case can charge the buds 5 times before needing an outlet. A new audio codec attempts to improve the audio pass-through feature, lets you hear your music and the world simultaneously. David says his team improved everything about the audio, the sound, the noise cancellation, and the voice input. Bragi offers 2 models of Dash Pro, equal in every way, save for how they fit in your ear. Bragi worked with Starkey, a company that makes products for the hearing impaired, to create a custom molded version for $499. You can visit a Starkey approved audiologist and get fitted for a Dash Pro, creating a set of buds tailored specifically for your ears.
That's very interesting.
Version
I knew a guy who
blah, blah,
had hearing aids, and he said that some people he knew they could connect their hearing aids to their like iPod or whatever, but he didn't know how to do it.
Right.
God damn autoplay bullshit. Okay. That's cool. I'm always up for new headphones and shit. I'm not too much for earbuds though.
Right, me neither. My ears always try to push them out, you know.
But you know, you throw in this little gimmick here, hey, you know, that's cool.
Right.
Any words from the Nate dog?
Oh, I always think the real time translating things are cool because no one likes learning new languages. It's hard.
Well, they like learning the new language. They just don't like the process of learning a new language.
Oh no, like I'm sorry. When you go to the DMV and people are speaking in front of you and you're like, what are they saying? I don't understand. Like, you want to understand what they're saying. Like, I went to the Chinese restaurant and he asked me, and I had this T-shirt for Street Fighter on, and I think it says fight in a bunch of different languages. He's like, do you know what that one means? And I'm like, no. And then he said something, and I'm like, I don't know what it means.
Well, characters
And
can mean different things depending on where you're at, because the Japanese symbols a lot of times for their characters are actually straight from Chinese characters. So if you're speaking in Chinese, it's one thing. If you're speaking in Japanese, it's another. I have characters on my one of my tattoos actually, and
so what is your
my doctor was Korean. So when I got my tattoo and I go to the doctor for the first time, I roll up my sleeve to get a shot, and he goes, "Oh." And he asked me what they said it means, because I knew going into the tattoo parlor that the way they have it laid out is not correct. Now, granted, yes, there is a language that is phonetic, so for like foreign words like computer and stuff, but you don't walk in there and go, "That's A, B, C." It's their language is not laid out like that. So
so
mine
what did your
spelled.
tattoo actually say? I want to know this.
Well, hold on, son. Calm down, slow your roll. So I picked out, according to their chart, the letters IDUNO. I don't know. So if someone says, "What does that say?" I don't know. And the funny thing is, I really don't know. So I've asked several different people of several different nationalities what it says, and I get a different translation every time. So it's a joke within a joke within a joke. Joke
So wait,
separate.
what did one of them say?
Like a journey or a road, and I can't remember what the other one,
Ruads.
because that was my Korean doctor said that, but then
Roads.
my Japanese friend said something else. I've had this since I was 18, so I'm just more or
I feel
less
like they're
remembering.
screwing with you. It probably says like
No,
wiener or something.
no, because like I said, the one guy was actually taking the language that was his major in college, so he's not gonna tell people that he translated the shit wrong. The
Right.
other guy was my family doctor. I've known since I was like a little kid. So
Oh, I'm totally joking. Like, I would totally tell people it would mean one thing and just
right,
no. Like,
okay.
I'd be like,
Well, actually, I was trying to look for the paragraph that actually talks about the translation, and this is a lengthy article. I wasn't able to find it, but here it is. As your computer market grows, everyone's focusing on a handful of features. These devices should play music, take calls, interact with your virtual assistant, and all of the standard headphone stuff. They should commingle real and synthetic sounds so you can safely wear them all the time and interact with anything you hear to translate speech, remove unpleasant sounds, and the like. That's what Doppler's working on with the Hear Ones, and it's surely what the next earpods will start to look like. It all seems a little more, or it all seems a little more double every day.
Well,
Okay.
so where does one go to buy ear computers right now?
I don't know.
And my question would be, do you think this will take over the jobs of those people that that just stand there and translate for people?
No, obviously not, because
No,
it's probably just shitty translation.
no, because being the big anime nerd that I am, I watch a lot of videos of guys who review and talk about anime. And there's a guy he was born in Australia, now he lives in Japan, called the Anime Man, and he did a thing about. He's like, well, everyone they think they're cute. They send me an email that they copy and paste out of Google Translator because they know I'm fluent in Japanese. He's like, and they think they're coming over as clever. It's actually fucking stupid. So he did the entire video in Japanese with English subtitles from Google Translate, and yeah, it made no fucking sense. So this is not. Have you ever? Okay, do either of you speak a second language?
Good English and bad English. Fine.
Okay, I was in French
What?
club for multiple. I was in French club and I took French class for several years. It's
Wow.
so the thing is when you hear a foreign language, you got to think in the foreign language because if you start converting it to English right off the bat, you're gonna fuck it up because like French for one thing is backwards. It's like Yoda speak. So you don't hear the nouns and everything in the same order you do in English. So you are anticipating hearing the noun when you don't hear it and you get confused. And like they say, of the or in the or to the a lot. And that's why when you translate somebody's, from another language, you'll get a lot of adjectives and shit that makes no sense because they don't say certain phrases like we do here. There's just phrases we say just because they say them all the fucking time that when you
Right.
stop and think are really stupid that don't even mean anything. We say, well, where does this even come from? Which they have, other countries have too, but they make sense to them, and we're not going to understand it if we just literally translate. If you translate the literal meaning, like, okay, bay. Well, they're not gonna fucking. What's that mean? It's short for babe. Oh, okay. There's a whole context to it that
Right.
you're gonna miss. I'm really big on foreign languages. I watch another video series. This guy in I believe the host of it is Korean, but he interviewed North Koreans that were defectors and asked them like what it was like growing up there, and what their perception of Americans were and what they were told Americans were versus what we think they're like. And then he has lighter videos where he goes and asks foreign people like, what does this phrase in English mean to you? And how do you think Americans would do this or whatever? And Bay was one of the ones where they're like, what does it mean? And they're like, I don't know. And then a couple people are like, babe? And they're just guessing.
Yeah, well, when I think of French, I think of that. What was that one song a long time ago that was like, I want you to sleep with me tonight, where it was like, "Au vous faire soir
Voulez-vous
ce
coucher
soir."
avec soi ce soir?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Nope.
Would you sleep with me tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just said that.
I know, but I translated the exact words. So you said
Oh, okay.
you said you don't know,
Very-
motherfucker. I got my actually in French class. I got my teacher actually thought it was cool that I knew how to say I am in need of the toilet paper in French because I watched Rocco's Modern Life and they said that in an episode. So, but it's kind of funny because
Okay.
they use bidets over there, so they wouldn't have toilet paper. Anyway, okay. Next story.
Yeah, I got two more. Oh yeah, this one's about the keylogger. Another keylogger story.
Keylogger, Montego.
Oh boy.
This HP issue, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. No, Reddit.
Yeah, I
I don't
clicked the
want
link on
yours.
the Reddit.
I don't want to use your app. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Reddit is the bomb.
But the canary's dead. Everybody knows the canary's dead.
What?
You know the canary.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so Reddit puts a canary picture up, and when the canary is down, that means the FBI is seizing and collecting all the data and all the chat forums.
Where do they put a canary?
It was on their homepage. It's gone now.
Oh, I haven't been to their homepage in a billion years. Let me.
Yeah,
Let's
so
check that out.
anything you type in on Reddit, FYI, it's being collected by the FBI.
Everything you type anywhere is being collected by the FBI.
Well, yes and no.
No, it is. They tell you it's not. It is. Tinfoil hat.
I clicked on I guess they said that article on Reddit wasn't that good, so I clicked on the link that they had in the first sentence. But
Oh,
yeah, Keylogger found an audio driver of HP laptops The audio driver installed on some HP laptops includes a feature that could best be described as a keylogger, which records all the user's keystrokes and saves the information to a local file, accessible to anyone or any third-party software or malware that knows where to look. Swiss cybersecurity firm Mod Zero discovered the keylogger on April 28th and made its findings public today. Keylogger found in pre-installed audio driver. According to researchers, the keylogger feature was discovered in a Connexent HD audio driver package version 1.0.0.46 and earlier. This is an audio driver that is pre-installed on HP laptops. One of the files of this audio driver is blah blah blah. It's the exe file is mictrace64.exe. But yeah, you can look at the article for the full path and stuff. This file is registered to start via a scheduled test every time the user logs into his computer. According to Mod Zero researchers, the file monitors all keystrokes made by the user to capture and react to functions such as microphone, mute and unmute keys, hotkeys. This behavior by itself is not a problem, as many other apps work like this way. The problem is that the file writes all keystrokes to a local file at C user's public mictray.log. The audio driver also exposes keystrokes in real time via local API. If the file doesn't exist or a registry key containing the file's path does not exist or was corrupted, the audio driver will pass all keystrokes to a local API named that output debug string.api. The danger is that malicious software installed on a computer or a person with physical access to the computer can copy the log file and have access to historical keystroke data from where he can extract passwords, chat logs, visited URLs, source code, or any other sensitive data. Furthermore, the output debug string API provides a covert channel for malware to record real-time keystrokes without using native Windows functions, usually under the watchful eye of antivirus software. Mod Zero researchers said they found the Connexent HD audio driver package pre-installed on 28 HP laptop models. Other hardware that uses this driver may also be affected, but investigators haven't officially confirmed that the issue affects other manufacturers.
Wow. So not only is it logging your shit, it's sending it out.
Oh, of course. What did you expect?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, at least it's more efficient than like we were talking about where it was hooking into the microphone just to hear your keystroke taps or whatever by the sound waves or some shit, you know?
Well, that's probably why Zuckerberg puts tape over his camera and his microphone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what Howard Stern does. He doesn't he doesn't put tape over it. He says like he likes to go on the Pornhub or whatever and jerk off with his iPad, but he'll put like a towel over it while he's doing it because he's like paranoid. But it's like tape I think would be a lot more efficient if you're gonna do that. You know. But I mean, I just like the more and more I read about all this shit, the more and more I give up on trying to, you know, like keep my privacy. I know that's probably not like a good thing, but it's like, I mean.
Well, I mean, like this is on HP machines, which are the generic PC that everybody, you know, who doesn't know how to build
the mom and pops.
Yeah, like all you're gonna see is somebody going to Yahoo and looking at the local weather, and you know that might be.
Oh, that's what you think. That's what you think.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, Nate Dogg's computer, you go to it starts smoking.
Well, at least
What are
it's
you
better.
reading?
He was talking about had a fix for like 5 hours today. One of the people in the apartment here, like they had a Dell computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
It was
yeah,
bad.
I felt bad for him, man.
Well,
Dell hell.
I still got a Dell in my closet.
I forget what was it. Was it drugs or pedophilia the Dell guy got busted for?
What, the dude you're getting a Dell?
Yeah.
Weed? Just weed.
Oh yeah, that's what I figured.
Something stupid.
I think the pedophilia guy was the Subway guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jared, yeah. He was a pederast.
Yeah, that's when you shouldn't go to Jared, right?
Uh, okay,
Anyway,
ready
that
for your
wasn't
last
funny.
story? Oh, look at this.
Uh,
This one pertains to my interests.
yeah, I thought that one might.
And I for some reason I subscribe to the subreddit AMD. Every fucking day there's somebody fucking what the hell's up with AMD, man? They lost all these customers. They fucked up because people are just gonna buy the 1080s and the 1070s and say fuck the Vega. And I'm like, dude, wait a month, you big fucking baby.
Yeah,
I'm
Or
about
you
to
know what? Maybe 2 months. Big fucking deal.
I'm about to build my computer AMD right now.
yeah, you get
Mine
see.
is all AMD.
Hmm?
I said mine is all AMD.
And no, he's gonna. He wants to do a Ryzen one too.
I keep going back and forth. I think I'm not gonna do it, and I think I'm gonna. I might. It depends on how when Vega comes out. That'll probably be the deciding factor. Because I'm not gonna build a Ryzen rig to just
Right.
stick a damn 580 or a my 380 in there.
Right.
So okay, what's the meat and potatoes of this story, Ian?
Okay, so AMD unveils Ryzen Threadripper or Dripper, a monster CPU with 16 cores and 32 threads. And then it also talks about the Ryzen APUs, which we talked about last week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Ryzen Pro and the 32C 64T Epic Data Center processor teased also. So yeah, I mean that's the meat and potatoes right there. The 16 core, 32 thread versions of AMD Ryzen CPUs, codenamed Threadripper, will launch this summer. The company revealed at its financial analyst day yesterday, with one of the gnarliest CPU codenames we've ever seen. The Threadripper multi-core monsters will go head-to-head with Intel's Broadwell E and upcoming Skylake E high-end desktop HEDT CPUs alongside a new motherboard platform that promises expanded memory support and I/O bandwidth that's likely to take the form of quad-channel RAM and more PCI lanes, similar to Intel's X99 platform. But AMD is saving further details for its press conference at Computex at the end of May. In addition to Threadripper, AMD also teased Ryzen's APUs that pair 4 cores and 8 threads with a Vega-based GPU. AMD claims a 50% increase in CPU performance and over 40% better graphics performance at half the power of its previous generation. Once again, AMD is saving further details for Computex, but it noted that Ryzen APUs will appear in ultra portables and premium 2-in-1s in the second half of 2017. Meanwhile, Ryzen Pro desktop and mobile chips will offer enterprise class support and top to bottom manageability, while will launch in H2 2017 and H1 of 2018, respectively. Finally, AMD unveiled the new EPIC, yes, really, with the name, data center processor. EPIC is the new name for the Naples data center SoCs that AMD announced earlier this year. Presumably, the marketing department went out for a few celebratory beers after coming up with Threadripper before returning to work on the data center part. So, what's crazy is that they're gonna come out with a whole new motherboard platform. I mean, Ryzen just came out.
Right, they just launched this shit, and it was like, the one or two motherboards are out before the chips are even available, and now they're gonna do this. I mean, that's crazy. By the way, 32 cores. I mean, it's gonna be insane. It's not for consumer use.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I mean, if the top of the line AMD or Ryzen's CPU is going to be like pretty much $500 or like $400 or $500 depending on where you look. I mean, what's that thing going to be? That thing's going to be like $900,
it's probably
$900.
like I said, it's probably gonna compare with those Intel chips. They're like over $1,000. Where I read
Yeah.
was like it's gonna compete probably right alongside the highest priced Intel chip, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, like I wanted to build my Ryzen build, but I wanted since I'm doing a content creation part and the versions between the different Ryzens, like for gaming, it's not going to matter a whole lot, especially if you get a Vega card, But since I do the content creation side, the 3D modeling, the video editing, the Photoshop and shit, it will matter for me. But I'm not gonna 32 threads would be amazing, but I mean, if it's gonna be over $1,000, I mean, it's just crazy.
Right.
So
Well,
I'm not gonna hold out for that thing. I'll probably still get the 1800.
I mean, yeah, like I said, my main holdout is for Vega anyway. See where that goes.
Yeah.
They're getting it. They're playing it close to the cuff right now because this is within or a breath away from the shit coming out, and people are like I said, freaking out, and it's like, well, wait, it's gonna come out. And they're like, yeah, but then they're gonna have shortages because they said that the memory is only gonna, they're only gonna have so much in supply. You don't want to buy the first batch anyway because that's where the problems are, and the reviewers get that shit, and then you can see is it worth fucking with, and you wait a couple months, just like when the 480 came out. You saw that, oh, this is crazy, and then in 2-3 months you buy the Red Devil version or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to worry about. I don't think I have to worry about that thing with the 480 because wasn't there a voltage problem or something with the the 6-pin or something like that?
Yeah, they were talking about that when it first launched. They thought it used too much power from whatever, and then they're like, no, and I mean the driver issues. They update the shit. What the way they do drivers now, it's just like how Microsoft does support. They don't actually have people like Jerry work on programs and support anymore. They just throw it out there, and once people start complaining, then they fix it. That's the same way they do drivers. They release it and they go, "Oh, it's not working for you. Hold on, we'll send out a patch."
Yeah, we're pretty much the testers,
Yeah.
So if I'm building my new AMD computer, what should I be avoiding right now?
That's a good question.
What should you be avoiding?
Yeah.
Well,
should I wait?
I mean, if you're going all AMD, like graphics card and CPU, their new graphics card platform is about to launch within the next 2 months, and we were just saying that the supply at first is going to be limited, but then they're going to have a wider release. So probably about the middle to the end of the year, it's going to be where it's going to be worth buying a graphics card. But no point in getting like say the 580 that just came out, if if Vega turns out to be better, Vega might suck. So,
But
I highly doubt it. But who knows?
the problem with him though is the reason he's doing this is because his computer motherboard took a shit, so he doesn't have a computer right now.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, I
Okay,
think the
well,
graphics card I was getting was like a GTX 1060.
Yeah, he was gonna go with Nvidia. He was asking me
oh,
if you can
oh.
use the Nvidia on them, and
Well,
yeah,
that's what someone
it
recommended.
supports SOI,
Well, okay.
the motherboards
If
for AMD.
if you're hmm. Well, are you going completely up to Ryzen, or are you just gonna get I ruined my motherboard. I just got another motherboard and put my A350 chip in it.
Like, I asked someone for an AMD build that I'm looking for about $800.
Yeah, like he's heard about the Ryzen stuff. He wants to do it. He's got money for it.
I think I'm doing a Ryzen 5 1500.
I mean, there's a shit ton of builds on PC Part Picker.
Yeah,
But
have
if
you
you
ever
just
been on that site, Nate?
Yeah, I've been on that site, but man,
it's my favorite site. I waste a lot of time on it. You look up a
man, they
part.
miss a shit ton of discounts, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
if you go to it, I ended up I didn't order anything from their links. I literally just figured out what parts were compatible. I used it more for less for compatibility. But if you look up, say, the Ryzen chip you want, there'll be a complete list of builds that use that chip, and you can see the guys' build logs, their comments about what they would have done differently, and what people asking them questions and how
I
it
don't
looks.
ever want to do Intel ever again, man.
No,
Because here's the thing. Intel's not backwards compatible, so 4 years later, I was like, oh, I want to buy a new motherboard. And they're like, well, too effing bad. It's like,
oh
well,
yeah,
can I? How about I just use my parts on a new computer? And it's like, too effing bad. Just buy
Yeah.
a new computer, because computers just grow on trees.
right.
And AMD's
Okay,
like, it's cool. If you would have bought us, then we were just like, but I sold my computer and traded for a newer computer because I thought I was getting a good deal. Nope.
right,
So never again, Intel. Screw you guys.
right.
I don't
Well,
care. I don't even care if Intel has better graphics and gaming. If they supposedly do, like, if in a year I can't buy parts for it, oh my gosh, never again. It's like buying a lemon car. It's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, here's a car that you can't buy parts for. Hope nothing ever breaks like a
but
machine does all the fucking
right.
time.
You might as well buy a console that they're gonna upgrade and say, "Oh, now you got the next one that came out 2 years later."
Too bad. Right.
So,
well,
all right.
if you were to go, if we were able to convince you to stick with AMD for the graphics card, this is probably a little bit better. This video card from AMD, this 480
The,
gigabytes.
the thing is, if you said you're looking at a 1060, is that what you said?
Yeah, and didn't the 480 edge that out a little bit?
Well, okay. Their claim is that their claim is that Vega is going to be either competing the 1070 or higher. So I'm going to wait and see what the actual benchmarks and shit show before I waste time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to buy it this month. Like, I don't have a choice.
You don't your video card won't work.
No, like I mean, I actually had to buy the computer this month.
Oh, well,
Complicated, not. I'll explain it after the show.
Oh, that's fine, man. But
I would love any, like $800 is what I'm looking at as far as my budget.
okay.
well, if he has to go with AMD, might as well get the 580 then, right?
Hold on.
If he has to get it now.
See, um, whoop.
I mean, with that kind of budget, you'd probably get a better Ryzen for it.
I'm looking up build a PC on Reddit.
Okay. But the nice thing about the Ryzen thing is, like, as long as the motherboard is compatible with it, which, like, all the motherboards pretty much are that are, right, like Ryzen compatible, all like the 15, the 16s, and so on they're all compatible with that shit. So as far as Ryzen goes, I'd say that you couldn't go wrong with that.
Yeah, if you decide to upgrade down the road, I mean,
Yeah.
same chipset.
Was there anything you were worried about?
Like, someone built an AMD before and it worked out great. Like, someone's still using it.
Yeah.
And they still love it. And man, like, I just don't want to get screwed. Even if I just have to buy parts this month and buy more parts next month, like,
Well, that's what I'm doing next month. Next month I'll probably only have the money for the motherboard and the RAM. And then the rest of the summer will just be pretty much saving up for the processor, because the 1800X is like 450.
Like they say about the GPU, should be the biggest chunkier, if it's for gaming or whatever.
Well, like,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, my old PC, that was 4 years ago, it met my needs. It really did. Like, I want to be able to play Ark. Like, Ark and Skyrim.
How will the 580 do in ARC? Like, wouldn't it do pretty good, you'd think?
I think so.
Oh. Ark is going to be on low graphics, regardless.
Well, I think with the 580, you should be able to run it at pretty decent.
Here's the thing. Well, I don't know. You needed 2 multi-tier Titans to run Ark on. Like, the old Titan, you had needed like 2 of them multi-tiered in order to run it on the highest settings because it's so unoptimized. But it's such a good game, I don't care.
Well, I mean, there's YouTube videos of the frame rates and stuff. Here's a guy playing with the i7 with a 580 8 gig overclocked, playing on high, medium, and low settings.
Right.
And what's he getting?
Like, my old PC used to play Skyrim on Ultra, but I've put on all the like high graphics mods, and like my old card was like a 670, a GTX 670.
Okay. Well, the 580 and the NVIDIA 1060, it's like ages past that, isn't it? Leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the 670 met my needs for gaming because, like, I'm sorry, I just, I don't really see that big of a difference.
Oh, with these cards, you'll be squirting pixels, right?
He'll be squirting something. Hey, you want to see some battle stations?
Yeah.
Did you have any articles, by the way?
Yes, I do. But I pulled up battle stations, so you're gonna get battle stations, motherfucker.
All right.
Motherfucker.
By the way, are we gonna do a battle station theme?
One thing at a
You
time.
sunk my battleship. That kind of.
Well, I still should get that sound clip from Station Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah. Let me try.
We're gonna get sued again.
What?
Are we gonna get sued again and have to hire a lawyer?
Can't afford a lawyer.
You can totally afford me.
You're not a lawyer. So I've got a theme.
How do you know? Maybe I passed the bar exam.
You passed the bar one time on your way home in your Uber. So
it counts.
There's a theme going with these builds here. I want to see if you guys can figure it out, okay? So here's the first setup I got here, Ian.
It's on the screen.
Right. It looks like a filing cabinet.
Well, those are drawers. That's some kind of a countertop there. And then can't tell what keyboard he's got. I have to look at the description because people ask. It's a Ryzen setup. I think I actually asked, which Ryzen is it? And it's like, 1700 with the ASRock X370, LED Corsair RAM, 16 gigs.
Oh, by the way, as far as the brands, I mean, like, I like the Asus motherboards, but I think pretty much all of them are highly similar.
Here's the thing. I had an MSI board, and it has this little hiccup, and by hiccup I mean like big, oh my gosh, I dropped the soap in jail and I'm getting screwed hiccup. Where it does this infinite power on, power off loop, and there's kind of no fix for it. So like that's what screwed me, and it happens on a bunch of their boards. So like there is a big difference. But they didn't mention it. Was screw that.
Right.
Because otherwise, I would have a computer right now.
Right. Well, any of the other ones you should be good with then.
So I'm never buying MSI ever again.
Oh. Now we got this guy here, which I'm not too keen on the sticker bombed case, but I mean, if it tells a story.
Oh, zoom in. Ooh. Don't stickers actually like help overheat the case?
It's over the window, and no,
Yeah.
because they're not over vents. And like we said, Linus Tech Tips, they stuck a shirt inside of a case and it didn't heat anything up. So
nifty.
Yeah, I don't know about
the shirt though. To make it all nice and toasty.
But yeah, this here, let's see what he's got. Oh, he's got a 24-inch LG. That's portrait. Landscape, he's got an Asus 27 right there. Intel Core i5. Graphics card MSI R9 390. 16 gigs. Corsair Vengeance.
You know what me not being a hardware guy and knowing jack crap about hardware, you know what I like about AMD?
What?
Is the fact that their chips, instead of being like i5 this series and i5 this series, it's they give them different names.
Yeah, it's
to make it less confusing.
Numbering scheme is a lot easier.
Like, fix that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm ever gonna buy from you ever again because you're a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah, and then they have like KV Lake, Sky Lake. I mean, what are we talking about?
Well, I like the the wood goes with the open window here, and then the wallpaper even matches the scenery. It's a nice he's got a wood frame here. I think he's even got kind of wood tones on his headphones here that he's got laying down on the thing. So
yeah, I don't know. I like everything else in the thing, but for me, like, I would give points off for the stickers because I feel like stickers kind of like cheapens it a little bit.
Wait.
Well, I mean,
zoom in on the stickers. Let me see what kind of stickers he's got. He might get stickers. He might have like a Transformer sticker, and I might give him points back. What kind of stickers he got? He's got
I'll zoom in on these couple pixels here.
Yeah, do it.
I just did. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Hey, it's his. It's anything that identifies the thing as his. It's not really as tacky as it could be.
No, there's no.
And where's the monitor? Is that tiny thing his monitor?
These things here are monitors.
Oh, it's two monitors?
He's got a portrait and a landscape, just like I've got.
That's so weird.
What?
Yeah. The portrait and the landscape, it's weird, man.
Why?
I'm not a fan of it myself, but I guess Frank says it's good for Reddit and shit.
Well, yeah, if you've got if you've got a page that you scroll and do a lot of reading, then portrait is awesome for that. If you scroll through your music player, plus you can.
I'm saying it looks weird. I'm not saying it's not functional.
Right.
Oh no! If that
You
looks
know.
weird to you, then hold on a second.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
Watch, it's gonna be something gross.
He's gonna show us a portrait dick.
This dick. No, like this guy. This is his workstation. And people are like, "What do you need all those monitors for?" It's like, and I'm like, "Well, clearly he's got a fucking thing open on every screen, so he's using them."
What's so uncomfortable about that is the two aren't even symmetrical. The two stacked monitors, like one's lower.
Man, Frank, you read so slow. Man, I could scroll like 5 times faster than that.
Yeah, I can scroll fast too, but I'm looking at the pictures. Ding dong.
You can't memorize all the pictures in your head.
I got a picture in my head for you.
Uh,
Oh,
I got one. I got one for you too. Oh, wait, let me roll it up. Oh, let's roll it down.
right. See, something about your mama. But
No, Frank's like, well, I would take that as long as you give it to me in camera.
right. All I hear is it sounds like drunk girls on a. Oh, here you go.
Oh boy.
You like that there, Nate?
Zoom in, zoom in.
Six Dell monitors, two whatevers. I think those are Dells. And
Is that a laptop? Points off for the laptop.
Well, you don't
Unless-
like laptops, man?
Two laptops.
2 points off for laptops.
What do you got against laptops, dude?
Everything.
Anyway. So I like the way that this photograph it looks okay. I mean, stickers, whatever, it's his. Also, another landscape portrait, but that's not the theme. So I like this thing here. This is his old desk he had off at Target, but he's got a nice little keyboard. Little was that 60%?
Huh.
With a curly little cable.
Was that like a cable hose or something?
What that?
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh, it's like the telephone thing.
it's a curly cable.
Yeah, it's a curly telephone cable. Like,
Oh, I like those.
It's USB cable. Yeah.
well, I know it's USB, but
It's
usually you
close.
only see that with telephones.
No, instruments have those too.
Yeah.
And then he's got this big ass trestle here that he painted.
Oh.
And he's got a desktop from IKEA.
Yeah.
That's where this Alex drawer unit is from.
Hmm.
But stuck all his shit underneath there. And he's got computers at InWin. Nice. Nice. See, so it's got that little trestle. He stuck his tower in there on a piece of wood. That's actually kind of cool.
Well, I'm personally right now going to say my favorite's going to be the third one, the laptop one.
The what?
The 6-monitor laptop one.
Oh, that wasn't something to that I picked. I was just throwing it up there to piss Nate off.
Oh, well, what's our 3 ones? This one?
I got this,
Okay.
and this.
Hmm.
Do you get the theme here?
Portrait monitors.
Weird looking monitors.
IKEA.
Oh, you.
Almost all the fucking desks you'll find are someone buys them from IKEA, and there's a reason because they're bomb ass.
Is that wood or veneer?
No, this is actual wood. This is a tabletop. See, look, he's got a picture of the underside.
Yeah, that underside. Well,
See, he cut it, and there's the end there. Because he cut it to length, and he stuck the extra piece with the tower here, I think.
Hmm.
I think, unless I don't think that's a cutting board. Let's see. Hits it well. But yeah, he's big into keyboards. He's got one here, and he's got this other one here. He's got the one taken apart. Got some custom keycaps. I like it. This has a lot of attitude here, a lot of personality. He's got that. Excuse me. He's got that lamp that's made of wood.
Well, did we get to see the tower of the second one?
This one?
Yeah, where's the tower? Oh, yeah, that's the sticker one.
And he's got 1, 2, 3 regular speakers and a little portable speaker.
That's
Bluetooth.
weird.
Well,
I like the aesthetics of this one better, but I do the stickers kind of they could swap towers there. That would be awesome.
Now, see, I like this one. The only thing, some guys put the legs on top of the dressers because if you're like over 6 foot, you might bang your knees on the desk.
Yeah.
Man, why not have like one of those standing, something or other desks?
Oh, you mean the up desks?
Yeah, the adjustable desks.
The sit stand.
Yeah.
Those are expensive.
No, they're like $129. What are you talking about, Will?
What you talking about, Wills?
Well, yeah, that's for the frame.
Yeah, and then you get a wooden slab, and then that's the table.
Well, still though, this is I like this one because he's got this big wide screen here, and he still managed to get a monitor in their portrait that's the same height because of the length.
Can we zoom in on the tower there?
So what is AMD Sempron?
Oh, it's got a gigabyte.
That's a really old AMD processor, isn't it?
Oh. Shit, I don't know.
I know Opteron is their server processors.
Let's see.
That's their tower?
This guy, yeah. It's a NZXT with the gigabyte. Looks like a GeForce graphics card because he's got the GeForce Experience thing on there. Go down to the description. Oh, I got hit back. Vengeance RAM. Yeah, he's got a 1080 Gi.
I mean TI.
And then
I like the GI track.
So you would like the sticker bomb one if it wasn't sticker bombed?
Yeah, like if they swap towers, that would definitely be the winner. But I guess I'll go with 3.
This one?
Yeah.
This guy looks like he does a lot of tinkering and 3D printing, if I had to guess.
Right.
Because he's got this little microphone here. He's got the little... I wonder if people can you 3D print keycaps, or is that extra
Absolutely.
hard?
Yeah. No, that's perfectly doable.
He's got all these keycaps here. He's got fucking bunch of cool stuff here.
Well, which one would you say, Nate?
So that's choice 1.
We got this. We got the sticker bomb. And we got this guy.
What happened to the multi-monitor laptop?
That one wasn't it.
That was just fucking with you. That's all that was.
Yeah, he likes to confuse us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want the one with the keyboards? The custom 3D printed keys? You like that one?
Custom printed masterpiece.
Well, they're custom keycaps. I don't know if he printed them or if he just bought a shit ton. He's got a custom keyboard that he's taking apart here. There's a plate. I don't know.
The custom key. I'll give him points for the custom key. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
I like he's got his external storage there. He's got nice looking speakers behind his monitor, even though they're behind the monitor. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Wood thing. He's got the little at.
At least he doesn't have a subwoofer on the floor, right, Frank?
No, the subwoofer goes on the floor.
Or on the desk, I mean.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have room for it. Look at all that shit on his desk.
Yeah.
I personally, this is the one that I would look at. That fucking chair. Does he say what kind of chair it is? Looks expensive.
Yeah, would you ever get one of those gaming chairs, Nate?
You mean those rocker pieces of shit?
Okay.
So that's a no. I really.
What did you say on that, Frank? I forget if I've ever asked you or not.
Oh no, I really want a Herman Miller M Buddy, but those are $1,200.
You're talking about those rocker speaker ones that have the built-in speakers in them? They sell at Walmart? Those ones? Or are you talking about those really nice ergonomic chairs that, like...
The mesh ones that is like a basic chair that's like $1,000.
Okay, hold on.
I like the one that has, it's like a racing car chair. They just look cool.
Like this?
Yeah. I like that one. But what was the one that you were talking about?
Me?
Yeah. You talking about the mesh ones or the one with like that? It looks like a spinal cord or something shit.
Yeah, hold on. I want one of these. Let me start at $1,200 and go
Wait.
up.
Copyrighted.
Well, what's copyrighted?
Pretty sure that's copyrighted. I'm going to jail that one.
Anyway. Okay, so
What?
I would say
Yeah, Nate has. What kind of chair is yours? Yours is like straight out of the 70s or something.
He's got a milk crate. Bean bag. A papasan? Do you have a papasan chair?
No, it's an old office chair.
Yeah, I like this guy, and then I'd probably pick this guy for second because I could live with the stickers or just get a different case. I don't know.
So you're saying sticker bomb second?
Yeah, and then this one third because as cool as it is, one, he's got the 1080 in there, which I I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't need those risers because I'm short.
All right.
But other than that, it's a solid build. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, I think we could all agree on it's probably the same order then. So it's doubly the third person one then.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Yep. What's the username so you can give a shout out to his station?
Username. You know?
Because our opinion matters, Nate.
Yeah.
That is
Long
so
underscore way underscore down.
Way down.
See? Long way down. And he's
Down, 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 down.
How many likes? He's only got 13 upvotes. I'll give him an upvote.
Upvote that bitch.
Of course, I haven't refreshed this page in a while. But
Yeah. Now it's like 1,000.
Yeah, that's how it works. Go buy his parts because they'll be out of stock thanks to us.
Yeah.
All right.
Check out this curved monitor, guys. Do you like them curved? Like a dick?
A banana.
Is that what you think of when you see a TV, Frank?
I think of a dick, yeah.
You're like, oh man, I'm going to go to Best Buy. I'll be back in like 6 days.
That's right, Nate. I usually think of a dick because there's one on the screen when I'm watching TV. So these things are like $200. They're not that cool looking. They're just, It's a fairly plain keyboard there. Yeah, I just pulled this guy up because I saw the curve there. That curve.
That curve.
That ass. I'll Shit.
Just get to the names.
Okay. Close. Okay.
We haven't run the news yet?
Stories.
Well, we haven't done Frank's articles. He
Yeah.
does articles too.
Yeah. You're not gonna sleep. You're gonna stay up all night. Yeah.
Oh, no,
All
no.
night long. Okay. Remember we were talking about how Samsung was gonna destroy all their Note 7s?
Yeah.
Samsung to sell refurbished Galaxy Note as Galaxy Note FE.
As
The-
F
the-
everything, right?
The comments on this were great. They're like, what would the FE stand for? Fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Wondering whatever happened to all those Galaxy Note 7 devices that did not catch on fire and were returned to Samsung? Well, there are reports coming out that they are refurbishing these phablets and will be selling them to what they hope is a forgiving and forgetful market. Of course, they will have to undergo and pass all the safety standards all over again, but would you be willing to still get this device if it hits the market? According to sources,
I know a bunch of people that would be like, yes.
According to sources close to this master, the refurbished smartphones will be called the Galaxy Note FE and not the Galaxy Note 7R, R for refurbished, which they were previously thought of. The FE supposedly stands for Fandom Edition, and their intended market are those that were huge fans of the Galaxy Note 7 before the battery started catching on fire. They believe that being loyal customers of the Galaxy series, these fans will be willing to have some version of the phablet despite everything that went on previously. Samsung will reportedly be supplying around 300,000 of the refurbished units to various mobile network providers after they finish receiving certification from the Federal Communications Commission, Wi-Fi Alliance, and Bluetooth. It's expected to be priced at $624, which is slightly less expensive than the Galaxy Note 5, which is currently the Note flagship by default. The supposed Galaxy Note FE will be hitting the South Korean market by June, according to a high-ranking official for a mobile network provider, quote unquote. The question, of course, on everyone's mind, aside from whether or not the battery and device will eventually catch on fire, is that, well, people will be willing to buy it. Yes, the people are stupid and they're going to buy it. People weren't giving up their old ones that were catching on fire. They had to brick them. So, yes, people are stupid. Oh, but in the same vein, did you hear Apple blames exploding headphones on a third-party battery? I figured.
Wait, there was exploding headphones?
I figured I'd lump this together because it's the same basic thing. Yeah, injured airplane passenger is disappointed with the company's response. You don't remember this lady? She's had her phone exploded. Apple is blaming third-party batteries for a pair of headphones exploding mid-flight, injuring a woman and damaging her clothing. The woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, sought compensation for the cost of her damaged clothing and to replace the headphones after her hair sparked and caught fire while she was napping on a flight from Australia to Beijing earlier this year. An Apple representative claimed its investigation indicated the issue was caused by a third-party battery. Although the woman says the AAA batteries she purchased were from Australia and that nowhere on the headphones or their packaging does it specify which brand of batteries should be used, the headphones were bought in 2014 duty-free, and although they haven't been identified in any official statements, it would be fair to assume they're a pair of battery-operated Apple-manufactured headphones. Although the woman suffered burns on her hands, neck, and chest, there doesn't seem to be any claim made in her statements to cover these injuries. Yeah.
So basically, these headphones will, wait for it, blow your mind.
Wah, wah, wah. So, I like Slim Jim's there. Carl from Aquatine. It's great.
My rim shot's not working. God damn.
Yeah. So what's Nate Dogg think?
Oh. All electronics have the potential to explode, honestly. Especially if you buy your batteries from China.
Explozode.
Like if a computer gets hot enough, it'll catch fire. Like that goes for anything, right?
Yeah, that's why that you're not allowed to put it on a passenger plane when you fucking ship it, because the battery says this fucker will explode. Ian, what's your thoughts?
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's not.
I don't know what to think anymore, Frank. But if Nate's right, I mean,
It's just gonna
Here.
happen, huh?
yeah, it's just gonna happen. We're all walking around with pretty much like technically lightning captured in a device, you know.
Lightning in a bottle.
Uh,
I thought
I mean,
I think I've talked about before. This other story. I'm trying to go through these. I already said. I mean, I just think the shit's interesting.
Oh.
But
okay.
I think I've talked about this before here. Companies are creating so much data, it has to be shipped in trucks. A terabyte isn't cool. You know what's cool? A petabyte. And companies like Digital Globe are creating more of them than they can upload to the cloud. That's why Jeff Bezos has a service for shipping huge amounts of data via traditional roadways.
Didn't we do something similar to this with Amazon?
So yeah, something like this. I thought it was cool though because these guys provide some pictures. Digital Globe is a company that sells highly detailed satellite imagery to clients ranging from journalists to oil companies to the U.S. government. It's been collecting these images of our world for 17 years, and it needs to get 100 petabytes of data into the cloud. On May 9th, Wired had the chance to be in the warehouse with an unmarked 18-wheeler pulled into an Amazon Web Services Center carrying 5 million times the bytes of the Library of Alexandria. Amazon announced its Snowball data transfer devices in late 2015. This was This is what one of them looks like. See here, well, that's not even fucking bigger than that. Anyway,
That's a petabyte?
yeah, it's basically just a desktop-sized hard drive that can withstand heavy damage and automatically encrypts/stores up to 80 terabytes of information. The client uploads their data to the Snowball, and then it gets physically shipped to an Amazon data center. A few months ago, the program was supersized, and a truck that's basically a hard drive was introduced. It would take around 1,250 snowballs to handle DigiGlobe's archives, but just a single snowball.
So wait a minute. Each person is limited to the 80 terabytes. They can't do like petabytes or whatever.
This box holds 80 terabytes.
And that's all you get.
This box holds 80 terabytes. They're taking a truckload of the fuckers to Amazon.
Well, I'm saying like you only allocated like one box?
They have a truck full of those boxes.
A truck that's basically a hard drive, it would take around 1,250 snowballs. This thing is a snowball to handle DigiGlobe's archives. So,
well, what if I need what if I have a petabyte that I need to upload? They're gonna put that on a bunch of snowballs for me and upload it.
Okay, how much is a petabyte?
It's over 10 times that.
How many petabytes is it? How many terabytes is a petabyte?
It's less than a tenth. I know that.
Oh, Jesus.
So
hold on. Now we're talking math, and I gotta fucking go. How many terabytes in a petabyte?
What's 1,000? I know that.
Okay, 1 petabyte is 1,000 terabytes.
Yes.
Now, okay. This box is 80 terabyte.
I understand that.
So how many boxes would you need?
Over 10 at least. I know that.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
They said it's the size of a computer. You could fit more than 10 in this truck.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you can't use they won't let one customer use up the whole truck, will they?
Are you fucking listening to this article? The company.
Is this for companies or people?
Whoever has money in.
Yeah. This is okay. This company takes photos of the Earth for multiple companies, for GPS units, for like the US government and all that shit. They want to upload their stuff to Amazon, but there's too much to fit in the cloud. So they're literally shipping them by the fucking truckload to Amazon.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Where was it?
But like,
Yeah.
how does this apply to us though?
Okay, they need to upload 100 petabytes of data to the cloud. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that would take forever, wouldn't it? Did they give like an estimated like how long it would take on like an average upload speed to upload that much?
no. Hold on. It would take around
100 years or something stupid.
and since this
Probably.
since this archive increases in size by 100 terabytes a day, many more snowball-sized transactions will be needed in the near future. So basically, every day they accrue another one of these.
Right.
Last year, Amazon Web Services made up just 9% of its total revenue, but it accounted for 56% of its total operating income. It's safe to say the cloud computing arm of the company has been a big success. And with the Snowball program, Benzos recognized that there was a niche but lucrative market available. To upload all digital data from your home computer, it would take 300 years. So there we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be
So
crazy.
Snowball transfer takes about 10 days. And with various companies trying to store more and more data for the purpose of machine learning, this market will only get bigger. Storage costs $0.005 a gigabit per month, and downloading the data back from the cloud costs 0.03 gigabit in the US. For storage alone, Amazon will rank in 500,000 a month from Digital Global, and every time the company needs one of its images, the cash register will ring.
So I mean, it takes 10 days just to transfer one snowball,
Yes.
which is 80 terabytes.
A petabyte.
Yeah, I'm
Or it takes 10 days for the whole truck.
Okay, Snowball data. Hold on.
You kill me.
The AWS Snowball, you pay service fee plus acquisition. Each job includes a Snowball appliance for 10 days on site free with a small chance. So, okay. So the Snowball, there's 50 terabyte and 80 terabyte. Starting at $200 for 50 terabyte. But yeah, if you're like, if Google decided to upload all their shit to Amazon for whatever fucking reason, depending on who could get the shit cheaper, it would make sense. Like these guys, they're uploading a petabyte. What was it? Is it a week or a day? I can't remember. No, they're uploading. Yeah, it increases by 100 terabytes a day. Never mind.
So if I had enough money, I could do the same thing, though.
I mean,
Yes.
it gives the math
them.
here. It's in 0.005 cents a gig to download. Oh no, wait, that's the upload. It's to store it, and then to download it is 0.03 cents a gig. So yeah.
Because I know from the other article we did, they were only letting like big companies like that do it. I guess.
When you go to the thing and I clicked on the Snowball, this right here is where you create an account and you order it.
Cool.
So
you're just borrowing it though, right? For the
storage
transfer.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or you keep terabytes of shit in your Linus is using a shit ton of storage. Eventually, he's not going to be able to store that in his studio.
Yeah, because he's doing like crazy 8K red footage on it.
Which is retarded. No one's paying to fucking anyway. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like anything about data.
Your data order too.
Yeah. So, this cyber kid stuns experts by showing how toys can be weapons. The Hague, an 11-year-old cyber ninja stunned an audience of security experts Tuesday by hacking into a teddy bear via Bluetooth to show how interconnected smart toys can be weaponized.
Of course.
American Wonder Kid Ruben Paul may still only be in 5th grade at his school in Austin, Texas, but he and his teddy bear Bob wowed hundreds at a timely cyber security conference in the Netherlands. From airplanes to automobiles, from smartphones to smart homes, anything or any toy can be part of the Internet of Things, he said. A small figure pacing the huge stage at the World Forum in The Hague. The smartphones, the smart homes, anything. They just repeated the fucking thing. From Terminators to teddy bears, anything or any toy can be weaponized. To demonstrate, he deployed his cuddly bear, which connects to the cloud via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth smart technology to receive and transmit messages. Plugging in his laptop, a rogue device known as a Raspberry Pi, I don't know why it's in fucking quotes, a small credit card-sized computer, Ruben scanned the hall for available Bluetooth devices, and to everyone's amazement, including his own, suddenly downloaded dozens of numbers, including some of the top officials. Then, using a computer language program called Python, he hacked into his bear via its Bluetooth address to turn on one of its lights and record a message from the audience. Most internet-connected things have a Bluetooth functionality. I basically showed how I could connect to it and send commands to it by recording audio and playing the light. He told foreign media agencies later. Internet of Things home appliances, things that can be used in our everyday lives, our cars, lights, refrigerators, everything like this that is connected can be used and weaponized to spy on us or harm us. They can be used to steal private information such as passwords, as remote surveillance to spy on kids, or employ a GPS to find out where a person is. More chillingly, a toy can say, meet me at this location, I will pick you up. This is a 5th grader.
Yeah.
He's dropping some science on these fucking grown-ups.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I thought he was talking about physically, like, weaponizing them. Like, having them, like, shoot weapons that, like, shoot ammo at you or something, you know?
Yeah. What do you think, Nate?
Oh yeah, you use a Raspberry Pi to hijack the Bluetooth signal from any of the things, and then the one thing has a Bluetooth range, and then you can hack into the stuff. Yeah, pretty basic stuff.
Yeah.
And Nate knows the game.
Every 5th grader should know that crap.
Right. So,
you ever watch that YouTube channel called the Slingshot Channel?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, he weaponizes, like, he can weaponize toys and
Oh,
like
is that
Nerf
the guy
guns
who
and
makes
stuff.
the laser Iron Man gloves and sets things on fire?
I think it's somebody different, but he weaponizes like nuts and bolts and like pencils and stuff
Oh.
with guns.
Hmm.
Like he makes like homemade guns.
By the way, do you guys like IBM?
Why?
I don't think I've ever used one.
Well, check it out. IBM was a pioneer in work-from-home revolution. Now it's cracking down. After
Uh-oh.
after
Oh,
several
snap.
after several decades of allowing employees to perform their jobs remotely, IBM has announced that starting this week, it is giving employees the choice of moving to in-person offices or finding a new gig. The Wall Street Journal reports. Some 2,600 people in IBM's marketing department, plus an unknown number of employees in IT, procurement, and Watson-related departments, learned in early February they would soon be required to work or co-locate in one of 6 U.S. cities. Those include Atlanta, Austin, Boston, New York, Raleigh, and San Francisco. If employees choose not to move to their designated city, they would be free to look for a new job. IBM's decision to bring more people from digital workspaces into physical ones bucks a long-standing trend at the company of giving employees latitude in where they get their work done. Between 1995 and 2009, the company shrank its footprint by 78 million square feet at a savings of more than $100 million. The company has also seen 20 consecutive quarters of falling revenue. Other companies soon followed suit. Work from home became a desirable perk for many white-collar jobs. Now, 1 out of every 4 American workers telecommutes with some regularity. Data indicates roughly 80 to 90% of people who don't currently telecommunicate would like to start. Well, yeah. A spokesperson for IBM says the company decided to require in-office work for its marketing teams in batches, as opposed to the other departments, which either started as co-located or gradually moved in that direction because of the field's modern demands. Marketing is no longer a waterfall work process where work is handed from one person to another. A spokesperson told Business Insider it is an iterative process where the effects of changes in a campaign can be understood live and responded to in real time. Employees heard a similar message from IBM's chief marketing officer, Michelle Peluso, in a video she distributed through the company's intranet. So yeah, they're basically rewinding and doing something different.
No,
Yeah, it sounds like they're going backwards, man.
no, it makes perfect sense actually.
I mean, if they're losing money, I guess.
Do you know why? Do you understand why?
What?
No.
So basically, all these jobs are being outsourced to other countries that are being remote desktop, and then they're like, cool. So all IBM jobs were like, well, now that we can't get those jobs back, if we ban remote doing that, then they can't be hijacked from like other companies. So it'll save them a crap ton of money.
Well, why did you find this interesting, Frank?
Well, because if I could work from fucking home, I'd do it, but I can't.
Yeah, especially now.
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, no, I can't. I don't do tech center, call center jobs. I have a blue collar job, not a white collar. It's clerical work, but I handle the product too much to be off site.
I see.
Yeah.
If I could, I mean, I commute already to work. If I could cut that back and stay at home, I would. But
Well, you won't be anytime soon if you want to work for IBM.
yeah, that's crazy. I just saw that and said, "What?" So I felt like sharing this one.
I see that.
And they said the people in their Watson department. That's pretty fucking tough, man.
Yeah.
You can imagine working on Watson for years, blood, sweat, and tears into it, and they say, "Hey, you either move to one of these cities, or you just fucking give up years of working on the project."
That was pretty much Barnclays, wasn't it? Like,
No, they just
he,
shit canned him.
well, I mean, he did a lot of work, and then yeah, he got
Yeah, but
shit
these
canned. He
guys,
wasn't working on Watson then.
yeah, but
So
these guys, they give you the option. You either move or you get shit canned. Well, what if you bought a house?
yeah,
You got kids. I know a company that everyone locally, they closed out of the company and they all retired, and they opened up a location somewhere else in Ohio with all new drivers, and bought everybody out who was close to retirement except one guy, because he was not close enough to retire just yet, and he had just bought a house. So he
yeah.
runs the local business. He's the only driver at the local location, and everybody else, you know, handles all the other locations. And when that guy takes a week off, all the other drivers hate his ass because they don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck they're doing, because he does it all because it's his hometown. So
Well, I bet you most. I mean, I'm sure most millennials would probably know the name, but a lot of people just getting into the workforce, like early 20s and stuff, probably haven't even heard of an IBM. So, I mean,
if you consider yourself any kind of nerd and do anything with computers, you better fucking know what IBM is. It's like not knowing what a floppy drive is. You might not have even handled one, but you should know what it is. I would
well, I
say.
would hope so.
But I mean, if you're doing IT and you don't know what IBM is, I wouldn't trust you.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't. It's not like some secret handshake. I mean, so I got
I'm
one more
just
story here.
I'm just
Oh, go
saying,
ahead.
like, I mean, I don't know, if, like, is IBM still widely used in most businesses? I thought it was just like mainly Dell and HPs and other brands, like that are in, like, I don't know, like just general, like
Well, I mean, they got
any kind of business,
they got that deep learning
It's like,
shit. Like I said, Watson is IBM. And Watson is actually they're using that for a bunch of different studies and programs.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make their fucking money because they're losing a bunch of it. But
Okay, what's your final article here?
So the Ryzen Threadripper is going to be $999.
What?
The Threadripper.
Oh.
There's some leaks,
Oh. Webpass seeks to rival cable high-speed internet. Customers can plug in their TV, router, laptop, game console, or other device directly into Webpass and have connectivity.
Oh, is this wireless HDMI?
Hold on. Cord cutting has taken a bite of the number of paid TV subscribers for cable and telecommunications companies, but it hasn't significantly reduced high-speed internet subscribers, in part because there aren't any alternatives for over-the-top streamers. Webpass, now owned by Google, wants to be that alternative, even though today it's a niche internet service provider with a small footprint that is limited to apartments, condos, and a few commercial buildings. The San Francisco company is trying to elbow its way into the broadband business, where others, from Google Fiber to Verizon Fios, have had mixed results luring away customers from established cable and telephone company providers. But unlike these wireline fiber optic deployments, Webpass delivers broadband wirelessly. Founded in 2003, the company uses a daisy chain of point-to-point wireless radios on the rooftops of apartment and condo buildings to serve up bandwidth.
Oh, that makes sense. They're using the radio waves from the thing, and then they build up enough radio signal they can get it up to really high speeds.
It also can tap into fiber optic lines coming into the building from the street. From there, Webpass taps copper Ethernet cabling behind the walls to deliver speeds ranging from 100 megabits per second to a gigabit per second to customers. The cost is $60 a month. Speeds depend on the building infrastructure. There is no modem or other equipment needed, just an Ethernet jack in the wall. Customers can plug in their TV, router, laptop, game console, or other device directly into the jack and have connectivity. Regardless of what speed you're getting, it is the same price because we are giving you the fastest speeds your building will accommodate, says Charles Barr, founder and president of Webpass. Webpass is only available in multi-tenant condos and apartments. It requires what's known as Cat5 or better Ethernet wiring in the building, which are commonly referred to as Ethernet cables. We try to make everything as simple as possible, said Barr, so the delivery method to the customer is copper cable. Anything can connect to it. You don't need any specialized equipment. You just plug in and go.
So, like, you couldn't do Wi-Fi then?
Well, I mean, you'd have a Wi-Fi router, so you plug your router in to the Ethernet port. Webpass expanded into San Diego in 2013 and is now deployed in 175 multi-tenant buildings. Most are downtown, but Webpass also is in some complexes in Mission Valley, North Park, Coronado, National City, Pacific Beach, Normal Heights, and other neighborhoods. It recently expanded into University City. A roadblock for Webpass is having to convince apartment and condo landlords to allow it to offer services in their buildings, which often already have cable or telephone company internet. Basically, it's another option. Anything to fucking get around what we've got already. It's a damn monopoly. The big three or four are killing us. So, if it's not AT&T or DirecTV,
Well,
and in your area, you might only have two choices. So,
right.
So
any kind of options is better, in my opinion.
Well, at least it gets rid of a thicker, outdated cable design, I guess.
Yeah.
So tell me about this Vega that you guys are talking about.
Vega is the next gen AMD graphics processor.
Yeah, Vega was the video cards. I don't know, what was the name of this company we're talking about?
This is Webpass.
Oh, Webpass.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know, I'm just not listening to you.
I'm listening. I can listen to two things at once. And read.
Yeah, it's called not listening. So anyway.
It's called multiprocessing.
It's called lying through your teeth, motherfucker.
Hey, that's he used to be good at that with the video games, Frank.
What, lying through my teeth?
No, doing a podcast and playing video games. Yeah.
Oh, I was doing that earlier when I was trying to add something to Steam. I had to open it to make sure it worked.
Cool.
You guys didn't even notice.
So you're talking about the Webpass and how they can send the signal through the copper cables and then the things through the radio transponders and stuff, and how Google wants to be the niche market thing, right?
Yeah, this is something different. It's interesting.
Okay.
By the way, how's your Google Pixel phone, Frank?
It's cool. It's in the it's in my bedroom right now because I don't it's not my pajamas.
Yeah, you got one of those Pixel phones, Nate.
Ooh,
I got Pixel XL.
Yeah.
I'll sell it.
No,
Dude, he waited how many months just to have it reserved or whatever? He's not gonna sell it.
yeah, no. Let me think about it.
You,
No,
you ordered it back on like Black Friday and didn't get until what, April or something?
yeah, something like March or whatever. They told me it was back ordered. After I had to call them and ask, and then they sent me a free VR headset. After I'd already bought one.
How's the headset?
That's pretty cool. It's trippy.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Um, Well, I would say that it's after midnight, so
After midnight.
After midnight.
we could probably call it a night, a year.
Call me anything but late for supper.
After midnight.
Um,
Gonna get sued by lawyers.
Oh boy.
okay.
Well,
All right.
thanks guys for coming on and having a fun show.
Yeah.
Talking about shit.
Yep. Talking about shit and stuff and crap and poop.
What on behalf of Ian, Nate, and everybody who didn't make it on tonight, I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Yep.
Boobs.
Shot of Soko.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Boobs. Are you on there? Here we go. Play me off, keyboard cat.
I'm trying.
Professionalism.
Here, Nate, let me see my phone.
Cool.
Thanks. Oh, I forgot to ask, Nate, did you have anything else to say?
Don't do drugs.
Drink your milk. Stay in school.
Don't drink milk, man. Lactose intolerant people, man.
Yeah, they
Drink
need a
chocolate
good
milk.
They need a good working.
Drink chocolate milk.
Boobs.
Shot of Soko.
Hope we monkey baby.
Puppy. Monkey.